Hey everyone, just wanted to touch base with you quickly about your final exam. It is Tuesday, May 19th, the afternoon, and all grades have been posted to the portal. Hopefully there are no surprises. I've looked back at your GPAs for second semester and compared them to first semester, and most of you are within a few points, some lower, but some higher than first semester. So I don't really think there are any problems or anything that I'm concerned about. And hopefully you have found that same thing. And of course, get in touch with me if you need to. We had until the 25th to enter the grades. I had thought I had to have my grades posted by the 20th, but I just got an email, or maybe they changed it or I misread it probably, which is what it was. So if you see anything that you're concerned about, do reach out and we can talk about it. The final exam, I really tried to take the mindset of rewarding you for what you did rather than take away for what you omitted or what you did not do. So it was kind of a switch in my assessment. And one thing that you should have known was that the quotation chart, was worth 50 points of the exam. And most of you got the full 50 points. If you left out a section of the chart, like you did not do two of the quotations for one of the selections, or you did not fully put down the content, or sorry, the context part, where you didn't say who was speaking or the audience or what the situation was. So if you left out a section of the chart, you lost points. But if you, to the best of your ability, answered all of the sections there, you got the full 50 points. Okay. There were points given for turning in all the copies, because I know that's a pain to scan or and send me all of those copies. You got points for following directions, writing on one side of the page in pen. Some people actually typed, and in my mind, typing would give you an advantage because when you're working in a document, it gives you formatting, it gives you spell check, it gives you grammar check. So I took off a couple of points for that. 10 points for a thesis. And I try to be generous here. We've talked about a thesis statement that gives an angle or an opinion versus a thesis statement that just says pride and humility are shown in shipwreck, Job, and the Odyssey. The difference of stating an opinion about pride and humility in people or in general versus these things exist. And I'm going to show you that. So a lot of you, most of the scoring for that was in the 8 to 10 range. Now, having the 3 sources and having the 6 direct quotations, if you included those elements from the selections, right? So if you had 3 sources from the chart and you used 6 direct quotations, even if you didn't weave your quotes, even if you didn't cite your quotations, I gave you the points for having those elements in your essay. Now, something else, if you had a conclusion, I gave you points for that. You did not have to follow the format of a concluding paragraph. Remember, it starts off with a restatement of the thesis and it broadens out to the so what. But if you attempted to have a conclusion, I gave you points for that. Parenthetical citation, which included the weaving of the quote versus just dropping in the quote. It included, the parentheses and then having the period after the end of that as opposed to the beginning. unless it was in a long quotation, which one of you did include and actually punctuated that correctly. So good job on that. Again, tried to give you the most points I could for that. Then there was a section for grammar usage and mechanics, which pronoun antecedent agreement, subject verb agreement, punctuation, were you writing sentences, possession, punctuating your titles correctly. All of that is under there. Verb tense, some of you had a problem with. And then another section, style, clarity, and organization, because we talked a lot about that. Did you use cliches? How was your paper organized? Did you have topic sentences? Some people chose a 4-paragraph format as opposed to a 5-paragraph format. But did you organize that into a paragraph, a larger paragraph on pride versus a larger paragraph on humility? Did you use transitions between paragraphs and within paragraphs? So that went under that section. And again, I tried to give you as many points as I could for these sections. And then some of you were really helped. You might have had a high B, but because you did the extra credit project, you got those 5 points, and that gave you a 91 on your essay. Or you were in like the 93 place on your essay and you did it, and so you have a 98 average on your final exam because you did that extra credit project. So good for you. So that's my thinking on your scoring for your final exam. Again, if you have any questions about any grade, if I missed something, please let me know sooner rather than later, because the grade book will be shutting down here in the next couple of days. All right, get in touch if you need to.